because I did mine yesterday, right?
I'm not sure. We got to go on out. We're live now, so.
Okay.
WrestleManiacs, Maniacs. This is the podcast. It's called WrestleManiacs. Adam, Donald, Indy, and Josh. They're not together forever in the sun. WrestleManiacs. This is the podcast. It's called WrestleManiacs. WWE, AEW, TNA, JPW. WrestleManiacs.
Guys and gals, we are about to do Elimination Chamber and the biggest news in wrestling since, I would dare say, 1996, but we're going to be back after here in just a second. So hang tight, WrestleManiacs. We'll be back in a second. All right, again, WrestleManiacs, Elimination Chamber. My God, I don't even know where to begin. The world is topsy-turvy, up is down, right is left, and everything in between. Dantala, how in the heck are you doing this post-Chamber day?
Honestly, I am so shocked. I cannot believe WWE actually had the balls to turn John Cena heel. I wasn't expecting it.
Could not believe it. And yes, we were talking, just get on the out front, we were talking about Cody's decision. Would he actually be Rock's corporate champion? Well, we found out the answer real quick. Dada, I'm going to let you go ahead and take this one away because, again, I've got to hear your thoughts on this seismic shift in the universe.
Honestly, I actually laughed because I thought it was hilarious that the crowd was actually cheering John Cena instead of booing him.
I think everybody, it's Canada. It's always, they always do the weirdest things in the weirdest place. But, again, he's not Bret Hart, right? Cody wasn't Bret. And I don't know. I think everybody kind of thought, well, what the hell John Cena doing out there after he had, we'll talk about the result of the men's chamber match. But John Cena kind of was in a weird spot. Again, makes sense that he was there, I guess. But I don't know. I kind of wonder if they telegraphed it just a little bit.
Yeah, actually, the poster foreshadowed because it had The Rock, Travis Scott, and John Cena on it. So that was a foreshadowing.
I thought even if you look at the poster of kind of like him behind the cage and stuff, I don't know. It looked like a really not so nice John Cena. It looked a little bit different, at least when looking back at it. I'm like, I don't know. It evoked a different memory this time, especially, maybe John Cena felt trapped and being the, ultra good baby face. But let's talk about it. So essentially, as you guys can imagine in the results now, John Cena won the men's chamber match. And at the end of that, and again, we'll talk more about the chamber in detail, out comes Cody Rhodes because John Cena is now headed to WrestleMania to face Cody Rhodes as champion. Now, what we have is, again, Cody comes out, they shake hands, and suddenly, it's The Rock and Travis Scott. Who in the hell is Travis Scott? Maybe I'm just a dad and don't know nothing, but is he popular? Is he somebody? Who in the hell is that guy?
think he's not he's a musician. I'm actually also not too familiar with Travis Scott.
Isn't that the same one that was smoking weed whenever it was him and Jey Uso or something?
Yeah.
Because, they want to.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yes, anyway, so, Rock comes out with Travis Scott and basically gets in the ring and essentially tells Cody, you're going to embrace me like a brother. And I'm going to take your soul, Cody. I need your soul. And Dotla, do you want to tell what Cody Rhodes said in one of the first in WWE history a babyface says this?
Go fuck yourself, he said.
Again, shocking. Again, mothers everywhere. And, some mom probably was watching it with her 10-year-old kid, and they said, what? So Cody Rhodes apparently became the American nightmare for some mom and dad out there, evidently. But yes. And, John Cena, of course, is laughing in the background. Again, we still believe John Cena is the ultra baby face. Goes to hug Cody Rhodes. But suddenly, is if you ever watch the show Dexter, all of a sudden this change over John Cena's face comes where it's just this blank stare. And Rock does the whole. And essentially he leans back, kicks Cody right between the legs.
I think March 1st, 2025 will forever go down in history. I wasn't watching wrestling when Hulk Hogan joined the NWO back in 96.
Oh, God, it was shocking.
So I feel like this is my moment. you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, everybody's childhood is now ruined. I mean, I've seen memes all across the internet that Bray Wyatt warned us of this in 2020 of the NWO transition. And I mean, not only that, he hit him with a Rolex, he hit him twice with the belt, and then he and Travis Scott held him down as The Rock whipped him with Cody So, even took his blood and wiped it on the belt.
I have to
Only
say, oh,
Mhm.
sorry.
No, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, I had heard, and there was rumored that the plan was always Cody versus Cena. And I hate to say this, but I feel like Cody versus Cena would have kind of just been bland. Because it would have been kind of obvious. I feel like, okay, Cody's gonna go over Cena. It's the right thing to do. You know, it's Cena's final WrestleMania
Right.
and stuff like that. Or even if, I feel like that would have just been like typical babyface versus babyface, nothing too
Hogan
like
Warrior.
special. But now this adds a whole intrigue to it. A heel
Yes.
John Cena. There's so many people that have been clamoring for John Cena to turn heel for the last 10, 15 years. Vince McMahon would never allow him to turn heel. And now we got a heel John Cena.
Right. And I love it because, I mean, again, now I can finally wear a t-shirt with John Cena with pride now.
Hey,
I'm
I always
telling
wear a
you,
John Cena t-shirt.
I couldn't. Now, see, to me, I would love a shirt that just says "Why John Why" or something like that. Again, I'll be curious to see what moniker they give him now that he technically is the final boss's champion. Will he be dressing in workout gear like Rock did circa '99? I mean, are we going to get black jorts now instead of blue? What? Because apparently I'd read a thing where he was going to turn heel a couple of years ago, even had new gear made, and they decided to say no. So what was that new gear? I'm curious to see what that's going to be.
I'm curious. I want a complete repackage of John Cena. I don't want to
Yes.
hear my time is now. I want new gear, new attire. Like, don't give me the New Day treatment where you're still coming out to your old theme song and stuff like that. No, like I want a complete repackage head to toe. Give me suit wearing John Cena, Hollywood John Cena. I cannot wait to hear his first promo on the
Oh,
when he
I
comes
cannot wait.
back. I want to see the crowd's reaction. I cannot wait for this.
I am. Have you ever seen the movie The Other Guys before?
Of
It's got
course
Will
I
Ferrell.
have with
Okay.
Will Ferrell and
Oh, right. Okay. You know, my favorite line of that movie is Mark Wahlberg was like, maybe yes, maybe no, maybe not, maybe go fuck yourself. You know, and maybe I
Mhm.
hope and pray if we're on Netflix, we get a John Cena F bomb because you know what? That to me would be the ultimate way. You're like, you know what? Screw you fans, but not screw you, but you fans, essentially. To me, I am. Everybody's going to be waiting for Monday Night Raw to see what's going to happen. And that's going to be probably the most highly anticipated Raw besides the debut.
Unfortunately, he's not even going to be on Raw.
I
I don't
know.
think he's filming. He flew to Africa, so I'm sure WWE is going to advertise when he comes back. So
Ram Jam has to say, I hope John Cena gets to use his music that he made if he did turn heel, yes. Or John Cena can use his other song from his album, Bad Bad Man. Yeah, I would definitely agree. And I think Ram Jam earlier, thanks for tuning in earlier before we went live a little later than anticipated. He said, I thought the way John Cena turned heel in the end was very well done. And Travis Scott is like the new Dennis Rodman. Well, I would say he wishes for sure, definitely. But again, I don't know. I'm not that hip to rap music, so I don't know who the hell he is. But it is crazy the fact that we're talking in 2025 and everybody's like, well, it's going to be boring. But, you know, John Cena, we talked about this. Remember, we talked about this in the preview. You know, what if Cena turns heel? What if Best for Business is a John Cena heel turn? And what if he comes out? My hope again at WrestleMania, he comes out, the champ is here. Woo! And then at that point, everybody will lose their shit. So that's my hope.
I think I did not have this on my bingo card. If I had John Cena turning heel, that would be like at the very bottom because I didn't think it would happen.
Now, here's my thing, and this is what I kind of wonder. You know, are we going to end with a John Cena heel redemption mark? And is he dare going to use the term, what made you do this, John? Why? Ruthless aggression.
I think we're gonna get the inverse of summer of 2011, the summer of Punk. I think it's gonna John Cena's the heel and Punk is gonna be the face. I think.
I'm going to love it because I'll be curious to see if Punk's going to be a part of this story or not, given what happened.
The finish plays a part into it. So we'll talk about that when we get to the match.
Yes, yes. So anything on John Cena turning heel before we go to the beginning of the night?
Honestly, I'm still in shock. I'm speechless. I'm actually really happy. I don't hate it.
Happy.
I don't hate it at all. I was just surprised. Vince probably fell off from his chair somewhere watching.
He probably did. I mean, again, I think the internet basically just had a giant, you know, nerd orgasm last night. I'm just going to say it. And him turning heel. Everybody's been waiting for this for 20 something years. And finally it happened.
all the people that booed John Cena, that said Cena sucks, that Cena was bland and boring. Let's see what they think of John
They're-
Cena now.
But they're vindicated. I remember when Hogan turned heel and they asked Bobby Heenan, well, why did you never turn babyface? Why did you never, say, yes, Hogan's heel? He said, I've warned you guys that Hulk Hogan was all for himself for 20 years in the 80s and 90s. Why the hell would I all of a sudden change when he's acting the same, at least in my mind, being a heel? He's always been the bad guy. And I thought that was a genius way to put it. So to me, the people booing John Cena all this time have proved Cena has only been out for himself, at least in terms of, how we're looking at it now. So it's very curious to see how that's going to happen. He might get more fans out of this. He probably will.
Yeah.
For sure. So let's switch gears, if we may, to the Elimination Chamber to begin the night. The Women's Elimination Chamber. Again, we have Perez, Bayley, Naomi, as well as Belair and Morgan, and also Bliss. What did you make of this match, Donald?
I actually really like the match. Jade Cargill coming out, taking out Naomi. I was not expecting for her to come out like during the match. But I guess the question is Naomi really the attacker? Because if you saw Bianca's reaction, she was like in shock, and she seemed like she didn't want Jade to attack Naomi. So I question, was Naomi alone in this, or were Naomi and Bianca in cahoots?
That's what I was thinking, because again, her reaction was kind of like, I'm gonna say I think it didn't play well for me, because I was like, that's a little too like, you're really that distraught. I mean, I get it, but I don't know. It was almost too animated for my liking. Like, no. I don't know. I didn't feel. I don't know. It just felt too fake. I think, in my opinion, is maybe we'll get security footage of somebody wearing Naomi's jacket, but it's revealed that actually it was Belair the entire time that did it, only acting as if Naomi was the one. Because again, to me, if you look at if you think about it from Bianca's standpoint, say in your mind, Bianca's the attacker, but act like she was Naomi, her like, oh my God, no reaction was more kind of over the top than I think it should have been. That's what I think. I think Bianca set up Naomi, and her reaction was just to make it look good that she was upset. Because think about it, she won the chamber in the end, so really it eliminated a competitor too. She had Jade do her dirty work for her.
Yeah, so we gotta wait and see, but I actually really liked it.
Oh my God, though, let's just talk about the spot with Bianca whipping Liv Morgan with that damn hair. How is that not a weapon? I'm sorry. How is that not considered a weapon? How have we not had a storyline of somebody cutting that damn extension off at this point?
You know what? I don't know.
Because, I mean, in the match, it makes sense. But, I mean, God, did you see the welt that she had on her stomach from getting hit like that? I don't know, man. Of all things, I did not expect her to whip her that hard. But were there any surprises in this match that you didn't expect or saw or, anything about this match? It was good, but, I can't say it was memorable besides the Jade thing.
Surprises? No, I think Roxanne Perez did really well for her first Elimination Chamber. She definitely is the prodigy.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think so. I wonder if we're going to get her and Bliss versus her instead of Bayley. I wonder. It seems like that was more the thing. I will say one thing, though. I don't want to say it was a waste of Alexa Bliss, but it kind of was. It's like, okay, she's in here and she doesn't say anything and she's out. And I don't know. I kind of felt like she was a waste in here. You could have put anybody else in here. You could have put Chelsea Green and it would have been more entertaining versus Bliss being in there and just coming back and being kind of wasted.
Yeah, but I can see why they put her in there, because she has experience. She's won the chamber in the past.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Overall, not a surprising thing. I definitely think that Bianca will go on, and again, will we see her in Rhea Ripley? I don't know. Now I'm kind of curious as if they'll make a switch. I don't know. I'll be curious to see what they do. That's all I can say for sure.
Yeah, me too.
Anything else regarding this match?
No, that's about it.
Yeah. Next, we had the tag team match, I believe. Is that right?
Tag team match. TS squared.
TNA is what I call them. And Jax and the Poison Pixie herself. What'd you make of this match?
I feel like this was all right. This was more of a TV match than a pay-per-view match. I understand why they put it on the pay-per-view, though. Trish and Tiffany dressed as the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Right.
So, and I get why they put it on the pay-per-view, but I felt like it was more of a TV match than anything.
I mean, I went and got popcorn during this match. I would just call it the popcorn match. It was okay. And again, I hate to say that because Trish is great, but I mean, the most exciting thing was their entrances because, again, Trish and Tiffy won. Now, I'm surprised they gave, well, I'm not surprised, but given where they were, I'm surprised that Tiffy got the pin over Jax. I really expected Trish over LeRae. But, again, it was, like you said, a TV match that essentially was on pay-per-view because of Trish's being from Toronto. So, again, match. It's okay. I mean, again, I don't think we're going to have anything to do with. I'm surprised Charlotte did not show up in this just because, again, now they've talked about it in commentary that Charlotte's going to be there, but Charlotte didn't show up, didn't do anything, even after the match. I don't know. I kind of expect her to at least be ringside and talk trash about Tiffany while on commentary or something. So, kind of a waste there. But other than that, again, your winners at that time, Trish and Tiffany Stratton. Now we head on to the unsanctioned match, or I call it the unnecessary violence match of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This match, I'll be honest, I didn't love it.
I liked it, but I felt like it was just missing a tad bit of blood to put it over the top. For it being an unsanctioned match, it really kind of didn't feel that way.
Mm-mm.
I felt like this was more like of a no DQ, more like a street fight than anything else. I wanted to see a little bit of blood. I really did.
At a certain point, and I don't think this is a bad thing, but there's a reason Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair only touched so many times. There's a reason Ric Flair and Harley Race only touched a number of times. Sting, it's kind of, if I saw Ric Flair and Sting match from 89 to 93 to 99, it's almost the same match. Where I feel like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I'm glad Kevin won because I think he needed it. I don't know, just the brutality was not there. He tried to bite him, and if he was bleeding, it'd be different. But yeah, I agree. It was more kind of a safe, and I put it this way. If we'd gone back and had this in the beginning of their feud, like when they first came in, yes, great. But we've seen them kill each other so many times. It's almost like, okay, I really know they're really not hurting. I don't know. The barbed wire. Okay, if Kevin Owens really went into barbed wire into a chair, he would have been bleeding. And he really didn't get anything. I thought he'd hurt his eye or something, or was going to do the my eye thing. But even a fireball would have worked here. And there was not enough brutality, I don't think. There just wasn't.
The spots for me were that inverted fisherman's buster to Sami through the top rope when he went through the table, when he went through both tables, and KO going through the barbed wire chair.
Right. Those were the high spots, but really there was, like you said, there's no blood. So really, is it really a blood feud? These men hate each other. Well, do they hate each other? Because I just don't feel like it. Yeah, Kevin Owens powerbombed him twice on the apron and almost did it the third time until Shane Helms kind of messed up that spot, I think, pushing him. But I don't know. I mean, Kevin Owens is your winner. At the end, Randy Orton comes out when he's going to try to package pile driver Sami on the floor on the concrete. And it was kind of weird, though, because it almost took them so long when Randy Orton was there kind of taking his jacket off. I almost, as crazy as it seems, I almost wanted Orton to turn and all of a sudden attack Sami Zayn, do an RKO on the concrete. Kevin Owens looked shocked, and basically he said, you're kind of crazy, so am I. And we got a RKO heel version of that team. Because, again, if you look at the delay, it seemed like it took him forever for Randy Orton to run in. And here's Kevin saying, come on. Kevin should be scared of Orton. He shouldn't be ready to fight him.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little strange. And he almost punt kicked him, and of course the security stopped him. So, okay, but I wasn't impressed with the story.
When Sami went through those two tables, I was like, by God, Kevin Owens just broke Sami Zayn in half.
That was probably the best spot of the night, to be honest with you. I was waiting for them to use it, but at a certain point, I don't know. Once you've seen one Sami and Kevin match, you've seen them all. They're going to hit each other and be really brutal, but I don't know. There's something missing.
I'm going to be totally honest. I feel like this, before the ending that we got for the Elimination Chamber, yes. I feel like this should have main evented just because it was unsanctioned. They're both from Canada. I feel like it would have made the most sense for this match to go on last after the men's chamber. However, getting the ending that we got, I understand why that segment went on last because there was no way you could have topped that. There was no way.
My only other argument would have been if they opened with it, but it would have been weird, admittedly. They'd be like, folks, welcome to Elimination Chamber, and now it's time for the match it's not really sanctioned, and you would have had them in the ring already starting to fight. And, again, it'd be a weird thing, But then after that match, it could be like, okay, now officially welcome to Elimination Chamber where our official matches are tonight. But I agree, because it could have been the main event, especially given that. And I'm honestly surprised. Well, I understand the ending, but I'm surprised because apparently internally, Rock and Cody were listed as in the middle of the show, not the end. So
there was.
Well, again, we got another Sami Zayn KO, and now we're heading to KO and Orton at WrestleMania, it looks like. So on to the men's chamber. Again, in that we have the former El Campeon himself, Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, and CM Punk. This match, well, I wasn't impressed.
I was all right. I think the women's a little bit better.
Yes, it was to me, it felt very hodgepodge. At the beginning, it felt like there was tension, but really, I don't know. I mean, do I love the idea that Punk and Cena were last? It makes sense, but it should have been one of those kind of again, I understand they're telling the story, two desperate men wanting to main event WrestleMania. One's been there, one has not been there before. I mean, really, the most exciting part is when Punk leans his head out, gets curb stomped by Seth Rollins after he'd been eliminated, and Cena puts the STF on and wins in a kind of dirty fashion, really. Opportunistic, let's just say. Edge-like fashion. Or coat.
You forgot to mention the heart attack. The heart attack that Punk and Cena did to Rollins.
That was nice. That was nice. But, I mean, I just don't feel like this is going to go down as one of the most memorable chamber matches. Let's just say that. Now, chamber at the end, yes.
But I do think the finish was interesting because that was a hint of what was to come. Because, like you said, Seth Rollins curb stopped CM Punk, and Cena did not even hesitate to take advantage of that.
I'm starting to wonder, and again, I know it doesn't make any sense, but we've had Seth Rollins be a corporate champion, a corporate puppet before with Triple H, right?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta kind of wonder somewhat if there wasn't a secret agent type of person in that match to make sure Cena won. I know that sounds crazy, but is it beyond belief that Seth Rollins, because he knows he's not going to win another title without Rock, he couldn't be aligning with The Rock secretly, even if he got eliminated?
Stranger things have happened in pro wrestling.
I just kind of think about there's going to either be something with Cena, either a double turn somewhere down the line that, basically Rock used him to do something, or the fact that there's another person involved with The Rock that made sure Cena walked out of that chamber as champion. Not champion, but, chamber winner, whatever you want to call it. Basically champion, really, if you want to talk about that. But I don't know. Stranger things, again, as you said, I think have happened in WWE, but I really believe that WrestleMania, I think this year has gotten more cohesion than last year. It's not as confusing. Oh, Ram Jam had something to say. I guess CM Punk is going to want to cash in his favor. Oh, that's one thing I want to point out. So the only person that was missing to me was Roman, because if we were to believe that the original report that it's supposed to be Punk versus Rollins versus Reigns, I would have seen Reigns try to spear, show up in the chamber, of course, try to spear Rollins, cost Punk. But again, I'm now curious if Punk's going to step up as, again, the other Justice League member to fight the evil corporation and The Rock. Or if we're going to get a fatal four-way at WrestleMania. Who knows?
All I know is someone's getting screwed up at something.
We're going to get some booze, and it's going to be interesting. I'll be very curious to see what we're going to do here. So for Chamber, I mean, really, it was all right. I mean, again, without the heel turn, the show would have been a B for me. B minus, let's just say.
I'm going to be totally honest here. I think that without the heel turn, and depending on the order of the matches, like if the men's chamber went on last and and it was just like, that's it, clear cut, and then or if even if The Rock went on last and nothing major happened, it would have just totally just been a okay, just like you said, a B. Maybe like a B minus.
Right.
But I think what makes the chamber so memorable is the John Cena heel turn. I think we're going to be talking about this for years to come. I think at the end of the year, the most shocking moment of 2025 is going to be John Cena turning here. I don't think anybody saw it coming.
Well, it's like Bash at the Beach 96. If you were to go back and watch it on Peacock, the card was not that great. Even the six-man wasn't really a six-man. It was a handicap match for the babyfaces most of the evening. And it wasn't until Hogan came down at the very last minute and then did that and then had the interview after. Otherwise, that won't go down in history. So even King of the Ring 98 is the same way. It's really because of one moment in time or one match. So, yeah, I would agree that this is going to be historic because, again, is Cena really going to retire in December, or has this all been a ruse for, a Mark Henry epic style thing? You never know.
So he's going to come out wearing a pink salmon suit?
I mean, look at it this way. I mean, he could literally have said, I was going to do a retirement tour. You fans still wanted to keep booing me. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to be around as long as I want to because you know what? Dwayne has a couple of matches here and y'all still boo and cheer him. I can make as much. I mean, he could say it was all ruse to make a bunch of money on the retirement merch if you think about it that way.
Yeah.
I mean,
I bought the shirt that when they came for Intuit Dome, I bought the shirt.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. He could say, look, plus we all know retirements don't really last in wrestling anyways. You fans are so damn stupid. You decided to buy anything I want. Rock was right. Fruity Pebbles, all I have to do is come up with a different color and you idiots buy it. I mean, the promo itself, hopefully he goes into that. And yeah, I'm bolding because I was so tired of y'all's. I mean, he could go in so many different ways. I can't wait for the promo.
What I wonder is how poor R-Truth feels. His childhood hero.
Oh my God. Dave
Wishboy brought that up.
I'm about to bring that up right now. I just saw that. I mean, here's my thing. I'll be curious because somebody made a good point online the other day that said, R-Truth needs to come out, run into Cena, and Cena just beats the hell out of R-Truth. And just basically, that's the real heel thing, to not just let R-Truth get away with it, but basically have it to where Cena destroys him completely. I mean, to me, that's great. Now, as insane as this is, we've got night 1 and night 2. Dare we get Cody and R-Truth versus The Rock and Cena? Because, why not? Get R-Truth the main event spot. The man deserves it. I mean, come on now. Truth would be perfect.
What's that saying? Never meet your childhood heroes?
Well, plus Truth has a really good habit of, making people break character. So him versus The Rock and running into each other. Oh my God. I want to see that interaction.
Definitely.
So for us, that's it for the Chamber. Really, it was kind of a quick review, but really, again, like I said, the main event really truly was John Cena turning heel. It was a couple of seconds worth. Now, I didn't love the beatdown, but hey, Mama Rhodes wasn't mentioned, so I was waiting for my spot still. I'm telling you.
I was waiting for The Rock to test the Maple Leafs again.
I don't think I think it's really weird he was so quiet. It was so strange him just sitting back and watching. It's that's the only thing that drives me crazy a little bit is sometimes they're a little too quiet trying to build the tension. I'm like, okay, do something, but sometimes they let the moment lie. So.
All right. So there's actually one last thing we have to do, and that is we have to acknowledge our tribal chief, our predictions winner, Adam Perez, baby.
We acknowledge you, Adam. Again, he is doing another show right now currently. So again, if you're watching or listening, Adam, later, we definitely acknowledge you because you called it. You called it.
Yeah, I am so tempted to go over there and comment and see what his thoughts on heel John Cena is.
Exactly. Well, he's like John Cena right now. We can't see him. So
oh yeah.
There we go. But anyways, Dodla, where can people find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at @Talk Raw, SmackDown, AEW, occasionally AEW Dynamite, and of course TNA Impact. I go on my channel every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, occasional Saturdays and Sundays. And for all things TNA, you catch me every Thursday on Body Slam. This Tuesday, I should be doing a Power Rangers another episode of Legacy of Power. We're Breed. And then next week, I should have an unboxing of my top trading cards coming out on Tuesday.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. And you can find me over at WrestleM Podcast on X. And we are just getting down the road to WrestleMania. WrestleMania week is coming shortly, and it will be here before we know it. So definitely make sure to tune in. Basically, make sure we always go live and comment below, like and subscribe to the channel. And we will see you guys and gals later. Peace.